Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Well, we're just about to come towards the end of summer, and also we're coming to the end of the warranty with our caravan. Now we've come back to the place where it all started for us, really, with our caravanning, and that's Piper's Heights in Blackpool. So today what we're going to do is we're going to explain to you what went wrong with the caravan in the 3 years we had it under warranty. And we're also going to share a few tips on if something does go wrong with your new caravan, how to go about dealing with the matter. So let's take a look. So before we explain the things that went wrong with the caravan, I just thought I'd mention that we're not in any way, shape or form connected to the manufacturer or the actual dealers in question. So let's have a look at number one. So the first one on our little list is the barrel for the key for the battery box. I came to lock it when we were up at the storage yard, and the key and barrel came out together, so it couldn't be locked. So rather than panic, what we did was we had some gaffer tape, so we gaffer taped the box up and we headed off down to the dealers, because it was on our way to where we were going. We were meeting friends in the Cotswolds at the time. I went into the dealers and just politely explained what had gone wrong. A technician came outside and he said, yep, all they've done is they fitted it incorrectly. It was fitted correctly and we've never had a problem since. Here's a little tip though of if you do have a Swift, especially the Sprite, and you've got a motor mover and all the other extras that connect to the battery, how to close it without damaging it. Now the motor mover box itself, it's not that big, it just about fits the battery. But at the top here you've got all the wires coming from the battery and going to the battery, i.e. you've got your solar panel, and leading off you've got your mains obviously, and for your 12 volt, and also you've got your motor mover as well. Now this gets a little bit tight. Now what I found the best way to do this when you're closing this up is push against it and then turn the key, and also push the key in a little bit as well, and then slowly release it, and that way you'll not have any issues with this lock. So number two on the list was smelly carpets. More or less from the word go, the carpets smell awful. In fact, they've smelt so awful, Juliet accused me of having smelly trainers, which is not true. I don't have smelly trainers, but they did smell. I took them back to the dealer and I said, smell these. He said, woof, they smell awful. I said, yeah, I know. So they washed them, they shampooed them twice, and we got them back in the caravan, and as soon as the temperature increased in the caravan, they just started to stink all over again. Now, I think it was down to the fact that they've got some form of glue on them, and it just didn't, it wasn't working for us. We couldn't get rid of the smell. So in the end, what we did was we found a local company. We took the smelly ones along and they made templates with them, and they made us some new ones. And what we did was, we have a grey caravan primarily, and blue. And they put beige carpets in it, which really go. You wouldn't put beige carpets in a grey interior in your house, so I don't know why they did it with this. But anyway, long story short, we decided that we'd have grey carpets, and they've been excellent. We've had them almost, like I said, since the van's new. They don't smell, they're easy to clean. They're slightly thicker, so they're a bit more warmer under feet when you're in the cold snaps. But we're really thrilled with them. But as far as the Swift caravan carpets go, they're in the tip. So number three, that was the actual motor mover covers. Now, it's not a Swift thing because they're made by Power Touch, but nonetheless, it was part of the deal that we got when we bought it. So that's why I'm mentioning it. And it had a stress fracture in the cover, and to be honest with you, it was a mess. So I contacted Power Touch and I explained, and I sent them photographs, and yes, they agreed that it was potentially it was a stress fracture, and they replaced them for free. And I did a video showing you how to replace them, because it updated them slightly as well, because now instead of them just pushing on, now they have a screw that holds them in, which I think is a really good idea. So number 4, Number 4, we have had 3 jockey wheels on this Caravan. It went in for its first service and they replaced it. And then a few months later, going down the motorway, we could hear an almighty clang. I pulled over and the jockey wheel had unwound itself, and it had basically all the mechanics inside of it, and the thread had gone. So that was jockey wheel number 2 that got replaced by us. Then we went again and we ended up with a 3rd jockey wheel at the 2nd service, and to be honest with you, it just didn't last. So now we've got one of these. I'd seen these on YouTube, and I think they're a really good idea. They're far better manufactured and built than the ones that you get with your Caravan. Generally, they just put a run-of-the-mill one on, but this is purposely built as a jockey wheel. It's not just part of a manufacturer putting the frame, chassis, we'll put a jockey wheel on. This is actually just designed for that, and it's a really good product, and it's worked really well. So number 5 was this window. It cracked. It actually cracked in 2 places, on the inside and the outside, and we didn't notice it until we were away. So I did a quick temporary fix with some super glue, and that held it. I also had to drill the bottom corner of the window because in between the 2 panels it had filled up with water. So I drained that out, and then I just put some super glue in it, and it was fine. So when we finished the break that we were on, we went to the dealers and I took photographs. I said, this is what's happened. I've not done anything to it. It's not damage. And they agreed, no, that it wasn't damage that we'd caused. It's stress fractures again. So they contacted the manufacturers, and to be honest with you, I won't name them, but I wasn't impressed. They accused me, or people like me, of using certain cleaning products that would cause it to crack. What do you think? Yeah, I think the same thing. So the dealership were not happy with this outcome, and neither was I. So they contacted Swift, and Swift immediately sent a replacement. And we have a little video of one of the technicians replacing that. So number 6 is one of the overhead locker catches in the bedroom. Now, the spring went in it, so it wasn't closing and securing properly. Now, we could have took the Caravan back, but for a couple of screws and about 5 minutes effort, it just wasn't worth it. So I took it off, explained to them, showed it them, and they just gave me another one straight away. And I did a little film on how to replace that as well. But that was something simple, and it was sorted very quickly. All because all we said was, look, this is broke. Yes, the Caravan's under warranty. There you go. Thank you very much. And away you go. Now, number 7 is the curtain track, which divides the bedroom from the lounge area. Now, first of all, this fell off, basically, because it hadn't been screwed on properly. So I just screwed it back on, and it was fine. And then about 2 years later, we noticed that there was a big chunk of the track missing. Now, it's made of a very strange plastic. I don't know what kind of plastic, but you can't glue it, because I tried to glue the bit that had broken off back, and it just would not hold. So in the end, I contacted the dealership. I took it in and I said, this is broken. They said, fine. Now, weirdly, for that, you have to have your chassis number. I don't know why. I'm guessing that there's different lengths or whatever, but at the end of the day, that's what I had to do, provide my chassis number. I provided my chassis number, and about £6 later, it was done. And I fitted it myself, and it was very simple. Number 8. Number 8 was a strange one, because this was the ATC. Now, we'd been using the Caravan for best part of 2.5 years at this point, and we'd not had a problem with it at all until we were in lockdown, and we had to take it to get it serviced last year. And unfortunately, we couldn't get it to move because it had locked all the brakes on, and the ATC would not come on. So they came out to it from the dealership, and he spent a good hour checking it over and one thing and another. And it turned out all it was the electrical plug that plugs into the main box of the ATC had come loose. Pushed it back in, and it worked fine, and it still has done to this day. So number 9. Number 9 again was the Power Touch motor mover. Now, this was a strange one as well, because it was the push bar that guides the actual roller onto the tyre of your Caravan. For some reason, it had lost the pin that holds it in, and it wouldn't move, so it needed replacing. I contacted Power Touch. Now, Power Touch are great. They've got a 5-year warranty on all their products. We had bought the motor mover from new, because it was part of a package that we bought when we got the Caravan. And they kindly said, yep, that's not a problem. They sent out the part. They even offered to come and fit it. And I said, no, it's all right. I'll do it myself, and I'll show everybody if need be, if it happens to anybody else, if they need to do it themselves. So that's what we did. Now, number 10, this took a long time to actually get sorted. It was the Swift command center. For some reason, it wasn't talking to your phone or anything, because if you've got the particular one that I have, it connects to your phone either by Wi-Fi or you can connect by Bluetooth, and it wasn't really working. But it wasn't picked up on the first service because they didn't check it for some reason. It was picked up on the second service, but because we had lockdown and various other things, it never got fixed until it went for its final service, and the command system is now working fine. And yes, it talks to my phone, so it's great. So I can sit there with my phone and I can go on the app and I can set the lights on, I can put the heating on, set the timers, and it's a good idea. So they were the 10 things that we had issues. They're not really major issues. We never had any problems with construction. We never had any problems with damp or anything like that. It was just simple things, because at the end of the day, what you've got to understand is these Caravans are just a box on wheels, really. There's no suspension for them, so they rattle and roll when you go down the motorway and on country roads. So they take a bit of a beating. So I think personally we've done quite well with this Caravan in 3 years. Now, there's a few things that I particularly don't care for, and I think if it was me I'd change them. One's the sliding door in the bathroom. It's a bad design because the handle goes all the way towards the end of the wall, catches and makes marks, and it also bends the handle as well, which is what happened to us. And especially if you've got a heavy-handed grandson around the place sometimes, that doesn't help. Now, we did come up with a fix for ourselves for that, but I just think that could do with the dressing. And the other thing that I don't particularly care for in this Caravan is why the Swift still put buttons in the upholstery. They don't put it in the Challenger, they don't put it in any of the other Caravans. So why put it in the Sprites? They're a nuisance. They get caught in your jeans or your pockets, and to be quite honest, they're old-fashioned. I wish they'd just stop it and leave them alone. No buttons, just make them as they are. It would be a lot better. So now I've been joined by Juliet. She wants to come in and have a little chat about the 3 years we've had the van.
Yes, we're very happy with the Caravan. I absolutely love it. Some features I think I need pointing out that are really good, and the Duvet mattress is one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great having a fixed bed anyway, but the Duvet mattress is so comfortable, especially for me having a bad back. The only couple of things, like you said, you've pointed out a couple of things that we're not as keen on. My big bugbear has always been is the microwave. Is they don't put them in for as women, or as small women, I should say.
Yes. Anybody that's slightly challenged in height will struggle with most of the microwaves in the Caravans these days. But yeah, with Juliet, the Duvet mattress is fantastic. It's better than the mattress at home almost, isn't it?
It is.
It really is good. So that for us is a big thumbs up. It's really good. I mean, we bought this new in 2018, and if you just joined the channel and you don't know what happened, basically in 2017, me and Juliet decided we were going to get a Caravan, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We looked all over. We looked at used Caravans. We dragged Alfie with us as well. He got very used to makes, models, having a look at them, and we then looked at them and said, we'd look at some of the entry levels, and when this one came out, we were just blown away. We just thought it was so bright and so modern. It's just like an apartment on wheels. Absolutely beautiful for us.
I mean, the only thing, if I could change it, would be the colour of these worktops.
Which they did do.
They did the year after, unfortunately. But having said that, we do keep them clean, and we found that Barkeeper's Friend works really well. I'm going to have to do a video on that stuff one day and show you how good it is. But if you've got these white worktops, it's perfect for it. It will take out wine stains. You will not believe what it'll take out, and it doesn't damage it neither. It's really good. Anyway, that aside, so in 2018 we looked at this and we thought, wow, this is just what we want. It was a bit more than we were prepared to pay it first, because our budget was a bit lower, wasn't it?
It was. We was looking, like I say, at the used ones, but we looked at it and we thought, well, they really are nice.
I mean, given the price of a used one at that time, and they're not got the big spike like they have now, but they were still expensive. And it worked out that, all right, it was a few grand more, but it was worth that few grand more to get a brand new Caravan. So that's why we did it. And I'll be really open with you and honest now. I don't regret buying it neither. It's been
everything that we've wanted to come caravanning. It's been everything that we thought it was going to be.
I mean, it's like we've said to people before when they've commented on the Caravan when we've been away. To us, it's like a little apartment on wheels, and for us, if that's what you've got and that's how you feel, then it's perfect. Would I buy another one? Yes, I would.
Yes,
I would buy another one. Yeah. Not. I still don't like beige and brown. I know some of you like it and find it peaceful and restful and cosy and all that, but I don't. It's just not for me. And I know friends have told me the same. They don't like beige and brown. I think this is a lot more bright, cheery and modern. And that's what I like, and that's what you like, isn't it?
Yeah, we like it. I find this colour very seasidey. I mean, today we're at Blackpool, we're at Piper's Height, and it just feels like the seaside to me.
It's just bright and airy. We've got a couple of lights on because, to be fair, we're waiting for a typical thunderstorm from over the sea, but nonetheless, it's actually it is bright and airy, and we actually love it. So Swift'd have to put in no browns and beiges for us to get another one.
Yeah,
I will say that. We go for a dealer special where you definitely don't get that beige and brown sort of effect.
So, but we said is we're very happy with it.
Yep.
So I think it's we just wanted to tell you of the 3 year what it's been like over the warranty, and how we felt about the Caravan 3 years
down the line.
How we have.
There's one tip that we'll give you just before we go. When we had the issues with our Caravan, the best way to go about it is go and see the dealer where you bought it from first of all.
Always see your dealer first.
Go in politely and just say, look, this is broken. If need be, take pictures of it. Now, like I said, I took pictures of when the window cracked, etc. If you do that and you take it in and you say to them, this is what it is, unless they want to see it because they don't quite believe you or trust what you're saying, which is fair enough, then you have to take your Caravan in. Otherwise, try and do it so that you don't have to take the Caravan in.
A lot of time.
Yeah, because it's a lot of time and effort
and it
to do.
saves you and the dealer a lot of time as well.
It does. But if you do have a problem with a Caravan and they can't address it, once they've had their go at it, then and only then contact your manufacturer and let them step in and see what they can do for you. Well, I hope that you found this of use. But it's time for me and Juliet to go now, isn't it?
Yeah, enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Yep. So we'll see you soon, and bye for now.
Bye.